Hey folks, this is Retro Joe here, and this is Fight for the Fallen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's me, it's that Retro J.O. to that single E, and this is my review, protected by the First Amendment of the United States of America, for Fight for the Fallen, AEW's yearly charity wrestling event. This year, AEW had a special release t-shirt for this event, and all the proceeds, 100%, are going to COVID-19 victims or Northeast Florida area. So, let's get into this on television pay-per-view event. And let's see if it was any good. Let's dig right into this thing. So, we had match number 1, the TNT Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Sonny Kiss. Honestly, this one was very, very average. Nothing spectacular. You know, it's nothing to write home about. It wasn't bad. There wasn't any botches, honestly. It was just so-so, you know, it's just a so-so match, you know. Cody will retain his belt on this one, as he has so many weeks now in a row. I don't know who's going to be able to take this belt from him, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Match number 2. This was FTR versus the Lucha Brothers. How can you make this it bad? There's no way, because FTR and Lucha Bros are both amazing. This was a fun match. FTR was looking really good. Ray Phoenix had one botch early on in the match where he dropped the guy trying to do a tag team powerbomb. So I don't know. That part will probably be on Botchamania, I have to imagine. But overall, you know, it was a good match. It was a really good match. FTR really showed how they can bring the heat to the tag team division in AEW. So they will take the win on this one. Afterwards, we have a moment in the ring where Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks come out. The Elite wanting to repair the relationship that was destroyed last week on night 2 of Fyter Fest, with the whole situation where Kenny poured the beer out that FTR had offered him. FTR offered him another beer. I'm sorry, let me retract that. I'm trying to keep this in a good flow so you have a good time watching our show. So, this is what happened. Kenny Omega brings out a cooler with some light beer with the logo scratched out because of, you know, copyrights and such. Offers them to FTR. They also had offered them their truck keys back because Butcher and Blade had stolen their truck, so the Young Bucks gave their truck key back to FTR, which was nice of them. But as they go to drink the beer, FTR pours the beer all over Kenny Omega's face, furthering this rivalry between all them and the Elite, and FTR not really taking sides on anything. So, anyways, next we get a promo in the ring. So Jericho, with the Inner Circle in the ring, says that there will never, ever once again be a match with Orange Cassidy. No rematch, nothing. Then we have Orange Cassidy come out, staring at him, giving him the Caesar thumbs down type situation. And then we see many upon many hundreds of gallons of orange juice being poured from the ceiling onto the Inner Circle. That was pretty funny. It's been done quite a bit, honestly. Still, funny take on it since it was Orange Cassidy. After this, Chris Jericho's on commentary. Straight fire for the rest of the show. Very, very pissed off about the orange juice all over his $5,000 jacket. And he makes this very clear throughout the rest of the night. Match number 3, we have Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. This was fire. This was match of the night. Hands down, straight up fire. So freaking good. Incredible action all around. One of the best, craziest moves I've ever seen. I posted on the Facebook group. You can go over there and watch it right now. Super crazy move. Not the biggest fan of Marco Stunt, but I was incredibly impressed by that move that he did. So, Jurassic Express, even though they put on some amazing move sets and in-ring work, Young Bucks and Kenny Omega will take the win on this one. Afterwards, Kenny starts to beat down on Marco's stunt, which the Young Bucks have to pull him off of little Marco. And we see possible heel turn tease on Kenny Omega. I think this will be very good for his career. Kenny Omega has not been super successful in the United States as he's been a part of AEW. Don't know why this is. You know, might be the jazz hands, it might be some of this stuff, but I just don't know. I don't know. He can wrestle. He just hasn't taken off like he did in Japan. So I'm thinking maybe a heel turn is in the best move for him. Maybe it'll get him more fans. We'll see how that goes. Match number 4, we have the Nightmare Sisters, which consists of Brandy Rhodes and Allie versus Kenzie Page and MJ Jenkins. Who are these girls? Don't really know. It's basically a filler job match. Short squash, just a throwaway match. I don't know why this was even on the card. Brandy's actually looking a bit better now. She isn't sloppy as she used to be. It's very short though. This is like super squash match. Nightmare Sisters will take the win on this one. Now moving on, we have one last promo, and then we have the AEW Championship that we've been waiting on for many, many weeks now. First promo, the last promo of the night was Nyla Rose announcing her manager, and it was the Screaming Mouth Nighthawk herself, Vicky Guerrero. Oh, my ears started to bleed as soon as she came out, because anybody watch Vicky Guerrero knows her voice is super annoying. And yeah, what do I care about this? Nothing really, honestly. Match number 5, final match of the night. We have the AEW World Championship match versus, Moxley versus Brian Cage, the Machine, with his FTW belt he's carrying around. Wasn't best match of the night, but still very solid match. It was very technical, a lot of submission holds. There was so many submissions, it was crazy. It was just like an old school wrestling match. So in the end of this though, Moxley will put Cage in a submission on that torn tricep that he had on his previous career in wrestling, and he basically Mox worked that issue until Taz threw in his little orange towel to save Cage from Mox. Didn't really see this coming. This was kind of built as a big monster machine versus a champion, and I was very interested to see how this will work out. I wasn't sure if Mox could retain, but he does, because Taz will throw in that towel on this one. Afterwards, we get Cage being mad about the loss, and then Cage takes an FTW belt and rams it into Jon Moxley's face. We have the lights go down. This I thought could have been removed this show. This didn't make a whole lot of sense. Lights go down. Darby Allin appears on the turnbuckle, jumps off and hits Brian Cage in the face with his skateboard. I thought that was silly. Didn't need to happen. They could have ended it in a different way. But anyways, even though that happened, the match was very, very solid. And overall, this show was actually pretty good. Other than one match, I guess, the filler match with Brandy Rhodes, the whole thing was actually pretty solid. Fun thing to watch. WWE take note, because AEW bringing that heat. And like always, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. I'm Retro Joe. This was Fight for the Fallen. And remember to keep it retro.